Alright, I'm live. Gothic, are you here? Ready to go? Uh,
Am I cutting again, or is it normal now?
no, you're fine. Right. Okay. So, sorting this shit out. And by this shit, I mean the mega compilation. Right. So, first of all, how long did it take you to render the ones that were sent to you, 1 to 5?
Just under for one, it takes me just under 3 hours, but I'm able to render two of them. Actually, I was checking out my GPU usage, and I think I might be able to render like three at the same time.
Hmm. Okay. Well, in my experience, I've had ones that, well, the typical time is like 6 or 7 hours, and one that I had, I think it was yesterday, was 14, and that's just unworkable. I mean, 14
Uh,
hours to render one of these things. It's
did you do the thing where you remove the text and
yeah,
replace it
yeah,
with
yeah. I
image?
did all of that.
Oh, that's weird.
So, as far as I'm concerned, it's, well, I was going to say unacceptable, but no, fucking embarrassing is what it is. Okay, so what I want to do. Alright, Hazy, hello. You know about Blender, maybe you can help us. Here's an example of mega compilation video. It's about 56 minutes long. It is an audio strip that you can see here, and then some PNG image that you see here, and occasionally some videos. And typically, in a best case scenario, this is taking about 3 hours to render. In a worst case scenario, it's taking 14. And we have no idea why that is, and that's obviously not workable. So we have two potential solutions here. Number one, the most preferred, is find some way to get Blender to get its shit together and actually render properly. And I have diagnosed the issue. I know where the problem is. The problem is with the PNG image. Because I've tried rendering only the audio, and that only takes a few minutes. Blender can handle the audio just fine. But when I try rendering only the PNG image, nothing else, and even, as Gothic suggests, deleting all of the stuff that's muted down here, only the image, it's still saying stuff like 4 hours to render one of these, which just... it's too long. We can't get all of that shit done with times like that. So if we can find some way to get Blender to actually work, great. That is the most preferred option because everything's already assembled in Blender. When there's content of different formats, namely videos, it takes more time to convert if they're all different. I mean, there's still not that many things here. But anyway, option number 2 is to render only the audio and then go into another thing like DaVinci or Vegas or whatever and replicate everything exactly with just the audio imported in.
I would not recommend that because with DaVinci, I know its rendering time is pretty good, but like for most of the time, it's very close to one. So if you have like 1 hour of video to render, it
So
will take 1 hour.
I did a
Maybe
little
just under.
test for this, and it was telling me 27 minutes for one of these,
Oh, okay.
which I would consider good. However, well, there's two issues here to contend with. One is the fact that I have to manually reassemble everything, effectively remaking 45 odd video projects, which again, I don't think is a good use of time. I mean, time is getting limited now. but also I'm running into an issue where for some reason I can't. Oh, well, now I can. It wasn't letting me add more things to the bin thing. But apparently now the moment that I turn on the stream to show you, it actually is letting me do it. Okay, so never mind, fucking ignore me then. But even so, I don't think that reassembling all of these in, for example, DaVinci, even if it only takes like 1 minute to render, the extra time spent assembling all of this, like, again, reassembling 45 odd video projects. I just don't see this working.
I was actually gonna ask you, like, I think it may be help if we ask people in the thread. Like, I could make like some quick like video tutorial on how to do it.
No. See, if you remember, we were having issues with sharing the Blender files last time, and I don't feel like I can really rely on the thread to do this. I mean, every 99% of the time, whenever I have a big thing to do and ask the thread to help, I get basically nothing back. And trying to come up with some foolproof instructions, I'm spending the time to account for all the contingencies and all that. I think it's too complicated a task.
Not really. Like once, like once I get into the feel of it, like I can just like understand like, oh, I need to connect the missing data. I need to make sure like all of the PNG files are in the proper place and the names of the export files are like named like, correctly, and then just click it like to render and then just let it do its thing in the background.
If I
So, but like,
toggle persistent data, where's persistent data? Is it in render option, render properties? Is it one of these? Or is it? It should be further down. Color management, freestyle, grease pencil, simplify. No, it's not simplify. Film, indirect lighting, shadows, hair, performance. No. Just look at all of these. I remember persistent data being a thing. I don't know if it's enabled or not.
1 second. It's supposed to be in
What
performance and final render.
the fuck is this? What did you just put in the chat? What is that?
It's a link to image from Google, which is kind of looking weird for some reason. I don't know why. It's supposed to show where the option is for the persistent data.
Okay. No.
It's not opening. Okay, 1 second. I'll
Try
just
again.
do it the other way around.
Though from what was it, Twilight Drunkle and such, I think we tried persistent data in there and it didn't make any noticeable difference, so I'm not feeling overly confident here. Because Gothic and Synthbot and I have worked out a way to share the blend files so that we ourselves can render it. So if we can find a way to make Blender actually cooperate, we can render things in parallel. Make sure my sample size suits my graphics. Sampling.
Yeah, I remember that. I believe like yes, there is the image. 1 second. Yeah, it's normal link. Basically, the CPU likes when the image samples are like small, while GPU prefers when they're quite larger, I think.
Well, we've established that Blender won't use my graphics card no matter what we try, so I don't see that's going to help too much. Let me try and find Blender persistent data. Where is the setting? It's in render properties, it says performance, and it's supposed to be in there, but it isn't. Does it need a different render engine or something? Cycles, maybe?
It could be maybe like from the old version as well. Because if it's posting about the stuff from like version 2, then like that's gonna be different than version 3 that you are using.
Right, so these samples, 1024, I think that was a thing that was one of the images that
Cycles
says
then.
it's good. The number 1024 comes to mind as something. Yeah, anyway. Oh yeah, and where was that? It's under performance. Where's performance? Okay, I have enabled persistent data. I'm not going to change anything else for now. I'm just going to try rendering this and see if doing persistent data makes any meaningful difference. No, you can see that's chugging horribly. And it's saying 7 hours and climbing. Persistent data does not help.
Hazy is saying you have the wrong samples somewhere.
1024. Okay, what should it be? Like, just telling me it's wrong isn't helpful. I don't know what any of these actually are. Beyond, like, the bare basics. I mean, it baffles me that Blender doesn't really have any presets or anything. Okay. It was set to CPU there. Which might explain some way in which...
Oh yeah, could you try on GPU if the cycles GPU gonna work?
No, it's not working.
No, it
4
is
hours and
rendering something.
it's rendering, but 5 hours and climbing, so no. No meaningful difference. I mean, I've basically decided at this point that I don't want to reassemble everything in DaVinci or Vegas or whatever. It's going to be too much manual effort. And I need to not get myself drawn into some cost fallacy. So, unless there is a workable solution that allows me to start rendering everything in one go, by the end of this stream, I'm going to call it off because I just have to cut this at some point and actually focus on the main thing that's actually important. Because I haven't done anything with the main presentation for at least a week, maybe even more, and I just feel like I'm wasting my time with this. And for real, I'm never using Blender again after this. This is just fucking abysmal. Actually, for real this time.
I mean, if my idea works, the one with rendering 3, then I would be able to 3 by make 9 renders a day. Once again, how much that's gonna be in a week?
9 renders a day from now on. If you could start that from today onwards,
There'll
then
be
yes, that would be
63.
then that would be workable. It's really that bad? Yes. Yes, it is. The fact that it's failing to do something that is so fundamentally simple baffles me. Like, I already said, it's frankly embarrassing that Blender is this bad at putting audio onto a single fucking image. So unless there's something that's wrong here, which again, I say Blender really should have some presets for this to make sure that stuff like this doesn't happen. Yes. But you saw down here, it was going to take, well, it only ever gets to like 5 hours before I cut it off, but it was still rapidly climbing. So for me, I can barely render one a day.
Yeah, but you're using laptop, and well,
This isn't a laptop, mate. This is a proper computer.
oh, what's the GPU you have?
970. Which I
970.
know isn't the best, but it's not, bad.
1 second, 970.
But also the fact that whenever I open up the task manager when Blender's doing anything, it's never really using more than like 30 odd percent.
How many gigabytes you have on your? Because for my coding, it's supposed to only have 4.
4 sounds about right.
Yeah. Like for the most part, like everyone is kind of like expecting to have like at least like 6 or 8 gigabytes.
Sampling. So we have render and viewport as 50 and 30. I don't see those here. What am I missing? Because I'm under sampling. Like, what should I put in what? Because this doesn't match this. Yeah, 3.1. Viewport doesn't matter. So I'll remove that then. So is it these samples that matter?
I think it's in the performance.
You want
And then
you want render to be something like 100. Okay. Again, I don't know what I'm actually changing there. I'm just blindly following you. So is this right now? Or at least this is what you would recommend me try. Okay. Nope. It's back up to 5 hours and counting. 6. 7 hours. Persistent data is checked. There it is. 8 hours, nearly 9. So I once again contest the point that Blender is irredeemably awful. At least for video editing, I suppose. I mean, I get that Video editing isn't Blender's primary purpose, but even so, this is still
Could you
a
go
very
to
simple
the
thing.
performance and then you have like final render option tab as well?
Final render, persistent data, that's the only thing in there.
Yeah, is it on?
Yes, it's on.
Oh yeah, it's on. Okay, I see now. Okay.
How many frames is it doing a second? The project is set to 60 FPS. Let's see. So 20. So you can see it's going up here. 4134. So it's doing, I don't know, 3 or 4 frames a second, something like that. It fluctuates. Anything else I can try? And how many frames are here total? In total, there are 199,440. Gothic, did you try rendering... Did you download part 33 and 14 that we were working with yesterday and try to render
No,
those?
I have not downloaded those. I've only done
Okay,
the
so
2, 3, 4, and 5.
could you grab one of those and try rendering them? Because those ones, Synthbot and I, we both know for sure are one of the problem ones. Because
1 second.
I have known it to only take 2.5 hours sometimes, or very occasionally. And your reporting times of 2 to 3 hours, which is still stupidly long for something like this, but it's at least workable. So I want to
Where's
see.
the link with those files?
It's either in the G drive or the Mega. It's one of those two links. Or at least I'm pretty sure they're still there. If they're not, I can
1 second, let me
do
check the
it.
mega.
Can't remember. I was moving stuff around. I'm not sure exactly where each one is. No, there's nothing in the Mega right now. Let me try the drive. Oh, okay.
Yeah, both the Synthbot drive only has the all files with video clips, and the Clipper stuff Google Drive only has
1 sec. I'll
the videos
I'll
I
put
render.
I'll put 33 on Mega. Yeah, so the point is, even the idea is to leave it running in the background, but even if I do, I don't think there's enough time. Because effectively, with the render times I'm getting, I can do 1, maybe 2 a day. And there's 40 odd to do in less than 20 days. Yeah, the panel's on the 25th, mate. Just under 2 weeks from now. Yeah, I've seen tutorials to speed up rendering. Most of the time, the tutorials just say, turn on GPU rendering, which I have, as far as I can tell. It's part 33. Cut too many fucking files. Right, upload that. It's uploading, I'll let you know when it's done. Alright, what does this tutorial suggest we do?
Alright,
From what I
come on,
look,
Blender.
it's mostly same thing we've talked about, and it's mostly about the 3D rendering.
So we've got reducing light bounces, that's irrelevant. Use portals, that doesn't sound relevant. Use GPU, as far as I can tell, we are using GPU. Change tile size, that might be relevant. Though I think we already did that though, didn't we? I mean, that's what this was, wasn't it? Or wasn't it? I don't know. Reduce sample. Actually, no, reduce sample is what we did. Where's the tiles then? Oh, we have already done that. Okay. What else can we do? Denoising? I don't think that's relevant.
Yeah, denoising is for
Use the latest Blender version.
of 3D stuff.
Use a different OS. I can't do that. I only have one OS. Clamped. What the fuck does that mean? Well, it's not relevant for video editing as far as I can tell. Adaptive subdivision. Remove alpha transparency.
Cool feature. Number 13, remove alpha transparency. So this is, fairly scene specific now we're getting into. But this is a
lot of this stuff seems to be
what is
designed
alpha
for
transparency?
when you're doing like 3D stuff.
Particularly when you're making trees or plants,
which would be good if you are doing 3D stuff.
Sometimes you want to have a leaf, and the leaf maybe has like interesting little...
Well, I'm not rendering anything 3D. I'm rendering literally one PNG image. I say again. That's what pisses me off the most about this. So I don't know what else I can do. So what I'm doing right now, I've packed all of these Blender projects, and the intention was to share that with Gothic and Synthbot to have them render it. And we seem to have worked that out. But if everyone's getting like 10+ hour render times on each of these, even splitting the load like this, it's still probably not going to be like, enough time. Which is why my thinking right now is, so part 33 is another one of these that I know to take a long time. The packing worked this time? Sort of. Because as far as I can tell, Blender doesn't actually pack video files. We read a little article that says video files are considered like too big. But the stupid thing about that is the audio segments are typically bigger than the video because the audio is mostly uncompressed. However, all of the audio clips and video files come from from Synthbot's little data scrape he did of the threads, so he already has everything in there. Therefore, we can use the same file paths to make everything work. I mean, otherwise, this packing method just wouldn't work for anyone else, because Synthbot's the guy who made it, he just happens to have everything on there. I mean, otherwise, I would have to also upload for everyone to use a separate folder containing all of the raw assets, which is another I don't know, 15 fucking odd gigabytes. Part 33 upload is apparently done, Gothic. Can you see it in the mega?
One second. Yeah, one second. Let me just use my program to get it. Oh man, my computer is logging up really badly. I'm going to reset it at some point today or tomorrow.
Okay. Well. Okay, what can we do in the meantime?
Shit, it's doing the wrong thing when it's trying to get like everything. Could you try to put it into its own separate folder and then link me up with the folder of just the part of Blender, because it tried to download like every single thing with the finished videos.
Can you not open just that one folder and then right click part 33?
The program I'm using is try to download everything. Otherwise, I would have to download it by itself. But then, like, it's gonna
Try that.
back me with the limit on the thing.
Alright, whatever, just
So
I've sent you
let me
another
try
link,
that.
try that.
Okay. No, it's still trying to get everything. Actually, one second. Let me just try it again.
Well, it refers only to one file, so...
Okay, now it's working fine. I just need to close it down and open it up again.
I'll jump up in 2 minutes, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Any progress? Lou? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just looking at the file and like it's not packing the PNGs.
Did you download the folder from last time, finished vids? That contains all the PNGs.
You mean the PPP contact?
I mean this.
Because that one only has
So,
videos.
in
Like
the
I can get videos from it. But
No,
not
no,
the-
no, no, no. So in the mega compilation blends, this contains for every single one of these the PNG images.
Where are those? Where do I find those?
In the same link that I posted earlier.
The finished videos?
That one.
Or
Right. What more slides do I need?
okay, 1 second. I'm going to. That's gonna be difficult because I'm going to download it. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to link it exactly to the same image folder or how is it? 1 second.
Hmm. Where's the bit about? Actually, we already talked about the image generators because I said we were going to do that earlier, right?
Okay, I'm
I
going
need to
to
go
get
through
that
this.
separately.
Actually, I think it'd be best to go through this with Synthpod later, actually, just make sure that I've got slides covering everything that needs to be covered. But, Synthpod said he'd be here in an hour, which is 20 minutes from now, roughly. Apparently an add-on for slideshow editing in Blender. I mean, would it work if I gave you literally just that one PNG image?
Yeah, it's just that one is missing or just having some problem getting it.
Alright. You're doing 33, right? That's not one that exists.
Well, I'm
Right.
getting everything, so it's like getting like from the top to bottom. It's from the finished videos 18. At least that's what it's telling me on the thingy.
Okay, well, I don't know why that would be missing, but there you go. File's too big. Fucking fine. I'll put it in smutty house. I'm getting increasingly pissed off if you can't tell, so understand I'm not pissed off at you, I'm pissed off at everything else. What's this?
Hello, everyone. This is Ryan King.
This looks like he's put PNG images in a sequence. Has he done
To
anything?
right click on
Does it make the rendering faster? That's all I care about.
Hello everyone, this is Ryan King, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a slideshow in Blender's video editor. Now to create this, we're going to be using a free Blender add-on. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the images as an image sequence, and then we will break up the images into individual images, and then we will use the Blender add-on to automatically have all the images fade. Now I did want to give a
Okay, that's not going to make it render faster. That's, well, something that I already do manually without much effort.
huge shout out to the creator of this add-on, MetaPerson. So definitely check out his YouTube channel where he shows you how to use his Blender add-on. So I'll have a link in the description if you'd like to check out his tutorial. And on his YouTube channel, he also has other Blender and video editing tutorials, so definitely check it out. Now in the description, I'll also have a link to his Blender add-on. So right over here on GitHub, here's the add-on. So what you're going to do is you're just going to right click on this raw right here, and then you're going to click on save link as. And then I'm just going to save this as slideshowtools.py, and I'll just save it in my downloads folder and then just click on save. Alright, so here I am in Blender, and let's just install this add-on. So to install the add-on, I'm just going to click right over here on Edit, and then I'll open up the Preferences. And then just click right over here on the, but if for some reason you don't see it, so that it's in
So
all
assuming
of
I
your
get
future
it
Blender project
installed,
will be turned off.
how does it actually
Editor
work and
get
what does
started.
it do?
So I'm just going to click on this video editing tab right here. Now if you don't have this video editing tab, then you can just click on the plus right here to add a new workspace, and you can go to video editing and then just click on video editing. So now right down here in the timeline, let's press Shift A, and I'm going to click on image sequence. You can also just click on add and then go right down here to image sequence. So now you just need to locate to the folder where you have all of the pictures, and these pictures right here are just some nature pictures that I took in my neighborhood a few days ago. So I'm just going to press A to select everything, and then we're going to click on add image strip. So what it's done is it's added in all the images as an image sequence. So if I play through this, every frame is going to be one image. Now we don't really want this. We want to separate the images into individual images, and that way we can edit the images. For instance, like this image, I need to flip it because it's upside down. And also I want to make the images longer because right now they're just one frame. So to separate these into individual images, just make sure this is selected, and then you can click on strip, and then you're going to click on separate images. Now you can also press the Y button to do this. That is the
Will this make it render faster, yes or
use the
no?
Blender add-on. But if you want to
I
fade
don't
all of the
think so.
images in between them, to be. So in this case, I'm just going to set the frame overlap to 10, and that way it'll take 10 images in your slideshow. Then it can take a lot of time. It can be very time consuming.
Okay. So this appears to be an add-on that'll just do this fading thing automatically. It's not helpful for us, that's not what we're doing. Right. Yeah, I'm just going to read through the script on my other monitor right now and just identify any extra slides that I need. Because around the datasets, the image generator bin, I added a little discussion with the help of SynthBot. Actually, how about... There's a better way of doing this, I think. If I just read through the entire script. So having done our little video and 5 minutes intro sequence of just some good clips, I give the intro. I'm finding it hard to be motivated. Blender has killed the dream that I dreamed. The whole internet. Okay. So we do our introductions, we do our overview, we have the hype slide. I'm thinking I actually might want to remove Rainbow, because I'm pretty sure that site's basically dead. Well, doesn't seem like something that is actually fixable, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. I mean, you can't fix something that is fundamentally broken. As Blender seems to be.
Okay, I've got like half of the files, but that's fine because I got the one for the part 33. What did you want me to do with this?
Just render it and see how stupidly long it takes.
1 second. I'm just gonna see if I can use the bits that Hazy talk about. 1 second.
Of the AI you can actually use. Begin slide. So for our first segment, we're going to do some history. Here's an overview of what we're going to do. Let's cast our minds back to the very first year. Here we go. AI Twilight's first words. Building of more stuff. And grok voices and attempted singing.
Oh, that's new. I got an error that render rendering is not supported by sequencer, whatever that means. 1 second. What the hell? Ah, I see. I've clicked the option to render region, so it's trying to use the 3D camera that doesn't exist. Okay, never mind.
You give it a go. I don't know how well it'll actually work for you, because, as I mentioned previously, all the actual... With the packed blend file, it doesn't seem to actually pack the videos. So it doesn't actually have everything in there.
Well, interesting thing.
However, actually, if you just download that, open it, and then render whatever you can, at least then hopefully we can see if you have the same sort of issue. I don't know.
Yeah, like was right now, like it for the first like 15 seconds, it was telling me it will take 5 hours, but now it's telling me it's gonna take just 2 hours. So yeah, more acceptable speed.
Just have to give all of these to you then. Mine's never going down. Only goes up.
Yeah, like I said, like if my thinking is correct, and if I'm able to render like three of them at the same time, then I could pop in like 9 a day. Then that would be hopefully done by the end of the week.
Okay, so do you have any rendering happening now?
Just the 33. So like I want to get that finished so I can just send you, so I don't have to restart it. But I can start like new ones if you
Okay.
send me.
Alright, I'll throw a few more up on Mega then. What still needs doing? So 2, 3, 4, and 5, are they done?
Yes, I've uploaded everything to that Google Drive thing.
Okay. So 1 through to 9 is done, and 33 is in progress.
Actually, could you send me the first one again? Because like that was the one that was done wrongly because I didn't check for the missing videos.
Okay. Not too many file things. Right. You need number 1, and then probably 10. As many as I can put in the thing. Alright. Part 1.
And now the Blender is telling me it's gonna take 1 hour and 20 minutes to get that part 33 done.
Strange. Okay. Right, I'm uploading some more now. Okay, well, if that's consistent across everything else for you, then we can probably make that work. In which case, I'll claim 15 arbitrarily. Even if it takes another 14 fucking hours to render, it's still one less that you have to do. Oh yeah, and of course with all of these, just take a moment to make sure everything's there and correct before hitting the render button. Though I think we've learned that lesson by now. "15 is still opening and taking forever.